Good day, everybody. We're here ready for a 1970S roll. I like 70S. You never know what you're going to end up with out of them. You can end up with some really good stuff, or you could end up with just a bunch of coins. Either way, we got a nice audience here. Let's see, we got Coin Junkie Eric Beyer, Paula Bloom. We've got Cuds R Us. How you doing, buddy? Let's see. Got Pennies. Got Pennies is new. Go ahead and Blue Wrench U. Levels of Madness, Jeff Dunn. Who else we got? Wild Bill. Awesome, folks. Benjamin Marler. Wow, got a lot of people here. Okay, so let me move this out of the way. Don't need a keyboard while I'm in the middle of this. Get my tray here. Here's my roll. I've got 50 names. I get this moved up to where it works. There we go. I got 50 names here. 50 spots in the roll. And there's my roll. Get my roll picker. It's a nifty little plastic tool I have here. Has a little rake on one end, or actually it has a little rake on both ends. I just use that, and I pick the roll apart just like this. And I go around and around and around until it catches. It pulls part of the paper out, and then I can just keep raking as I go around. Here's one end done. Let's see about the other end. Usually it helps if you do it near where the end of the paper is. Found that interesting information out while I was doing it one time. There we go. Got the wrapper coming up over the coins. I'm excited about this roll because the last 1970S roll we did was actually a really nice roll. It had some good double dice in it. So let's see what we have here. Looks like we have a pretty nice looking roll. Coins look spot free. I get my names in the bag. Get ready to go. Are we ready to rumble? Names in the bag, got them all mixed up nice. And the first name out of the bag is Paul Hampton. First coin goes to Paul Hampton. Let's see what it is. I gotta move my stuff over a little bit. I am unable to see around my mess. There we go. Alright, so here's Paul Hampton's coin. Let's see. Don't see anything there so far. Nothing up around the top. Nothing on Liberty. Get this little stack of coins out from underneath my hand. There we go. Alright, let me flip it over and see what we have on the reverse. Some chance of double dies on the reverse. There's not very many of them known, and they're not very strong. Most of them involve a little extra thickness on the FG. Got nothing going on here. This is the side that was exposed to the outside, so that's why this end of the roll has, or side of the coin anyway, has spots and whatnot on it. So that's Paul Hampton, first coin in the roll. And Chuck Patillo gets the next one. Chuck Patillo will get coin number 2. This is coin number 2. That's 7 and 0. The top of them look a little bit thick. See if that continues on around into the motto. No. Not seeing enough here to call a shot on this one. Thinking maybe I might be looking at a double die, but I don't think so. Now flip it over and take a look at the other side. See what did the U.S. Mint do for us. Looks like whatever the U.S. Mint did do, they scratched the die pretty good. They didn't make a mistake that we're looking for. So we will put Chuck's name in this one and move on. Coin number 3. Coin number 3 is going to go to silver nitrate. Silver nitrate will get this one. And what do we have here? So we have ourselves a very nicely die scratched coin. A lot of heavy die scratches going on in the obverse on this one. And not seeing anything else doubled. Or anything doubled. Might better say it that way. Don't see anything doubled on this one. Let's see. Statue's rather weak. It just happens to be a part of the design for 1970 in some cases. So that silver nitrate. Hello, SJ's Mixed Adventures. I'm wrenching people as they come in because we've had trouble with a troublemaker. A troll comes in stealing people's names and using them for his own entertainment. And the only way to tell the difference between the troll and the real person is if you wrench the real person. The troll doesn't have a wrench. Makes it obvious that they are the troll. So we are now wrenching everyone. Hey, got nothing on the obverse on this one. Take a look at the reverse real quick. Last time we went through one of these rolls, we ended up with, I believe it was 3 or 4 different double dies. And I think we got 2 examples of one and only 1 example of the others out of the entire roll. Which, yeah, that's great that we're getting a bunch of different double dies. That's really cool. It's nice to look at and everything else, but I prefer that we get a little more spread. Rather than 1 coin here and 1 coin there, I'd prefer to see 10, 15 coins in the roll that are a particular double die. Well, this one's going to be coin number 5. We do have a little die scratch, or is that a die scratch? No, it's a little piece of something laying on the coin. I mean, we had a die scratch on the mint mark there. We do have a lot of heavier die scratches in and around the bust. But no double die here either. Hello, Mr. McCoy. Steve A. This is the time to be watching with your coffee in hand, waking up in the morning. Going through a roll of coins, just having fun. Coin number 6. Mr. Plummer. This is Mr. Plummer's first time around with us. He's been in and around the auctions. Finally decided to get involved in one of the reveals. So here he is. This is his first coin. And so far, kind of batting a big old goose egg for Mr. Plummer. Need to get ourselves to a point where we're finding die varieties in this roll. That would make it cute. Nice. Fun. A little bit of machine doubling here on the reverse. As Machine doubling showing there on the bottom of sent. Looks like it's eject doubling because it got lifted. You can see how it looks like. It actually looks like the coin was lifted by the action of the... There we go. The action of the feeder finger that feeds the... Looks like it got scooped out, you know, like a bulldozer. That's what eject doubling looks like. There we go. All right. I didn't quite have enough time to work up all the packages from the last set of reveals, so they will go out tomorrow. I've already scheduled with the postman. He came by about 20 minutes ago looking for the packages, and I said, we're going to have to reschedule for tomorrow. And he said, okay, well, that's fine. So he's going to come back by tomorrow, and he's going to pick up all the packages I'll have ready in the morning. Spend what time I'm not working on reveals today, getting packages ready to go. And that's life in the day of Chuck. Floating roofs don't really do much for anybody as far as variety is concerned. Some people like them. Some people consider them a little bit of a curiosity. You might get $1 or $2 for them, but I never look for them because they're just too common. Mint State Numismatics. The scratches that you see that are raised on these coins are actually scratches in the die, because the die gets scratches, which would be sunken in, and then the die transfers those scratches over to the coin in a direct way. So anything that is a pit in the die becomes a mountain on the coin. So if you have scratches on the die, they become lifted on the coin and they're raised. Silver nitrate again. Let's see what we can do for silver nitrate this time around. I don't know what we're getting ourselves into here, but it looks like we are batting a 0. I hate that. Prefer to get rolls that have stuff in them. For absolute sure. This is eject doubling, but it's a little more slight than the eject doubling we saw last time. That last time was pretty strong stuff. This time it's a little less, but nonetheless it's still eject doubling. Eject doubling is a form of machine doubling for which there is no premium value. It's just one of the things that happens while they're striking coins. Strike a coin, you're going to end up, when you do it with a Schuler press, the Schuler press strikes, I think it's like 10 or 15 coins a second. Thing's going super fast. Farm Dog. Farm Dog goes next. And it's just spinning like a wheel on a car. That thing's just going faster, faster, faster. And the mere idea that it can even make a perfect coin going that fast is amazing. And the fact that not every coin is machine doubled is also amazing. So a lot of times that stuff can be more common than having coins that are not machine doubled. This is another machine doubled coin. This one's pretty severe. Get it over here and you can look at it like this. You can see all those real shiny spots on the TED. Those are all areas, that shiny spot on the lower part of the N. Those are all areas that have been scooped up and lifted out. Here it is again on the CE, the cent. It's all machine doubling. Now what you're seeing on these coins is really close. We're looking at them at probably 150 times. If you look at them at 1 times, just by looking at them with your eyeballs, they are very nice looking coins. These coins don't have any black spots on them. Very few other spots. Very few marks. As soon as I say there are none of them with black spots on them, I get a black spot on a coin right there. Well, for the most part, they're spot free. Okay. Let us see. What else do we have going on here? Mint State Numismatics. This right here, this is what die scratches look like. They're raised on the surface of the coin. Get that light shining into them just right. They go behind the letters, and the reason they do that is because the letters are sunken into the die more than the scratches are. So the scratches will sail right over the open holes where those letters are in the die. So it looks like you got little scratches going behind the letters on the coin. You just have to be able to reverse your vision of what you see in your head when you look at the coin. Reverse your vision. Turn everything positive into a negative, everything negative into a positive, and it'll be easy for you to understand that when you feel over the top of the surface of a die, it's going to be flat, because that's where the fields are. Everything on the die is a cavity that makes a design on the coin. So the letters on the die are actually sunken into the die, not raised. That's so the die can make them raised on the coin. Check that out. Little lamb peel right there, right next to the L of Liberty. Got a little bit of fleck of metal about to come off the coin right there. We'll keep that intact for levels of madness. Have yourself a nice little lamb peel. What do we got on the reverse? Ooh. Looks like we got a little bit of it looks like a little toning trying to start here. It's starting to turn a little bit brown. Hey, Bill 457. Trying to catch everybody and get a wrench on them as soon as they come in the door, because we have had issues with a troll. And if I wrench all the good people, everybody's name is blue, then that means everybody's been checked. Everybody's good to go. Everybody's welcome. Trolls are not welcome. Let's see here. Well, we've got us a nice earlier die state coin, but still no hub doubling going on here. Yeah. I hate that we get really good rolls to go through. We end up with nothing in some of them. But we're up to 12 coins now. This is coin number 12 for Adam Chambers. And so far we've run into nothing. Nothing. Shannon McCord comes next. Lucky coin number 13. Let's see if... In the past, there has been a roll that we ran into our first die variety on coin number 13. So we'll see if maybe we can continue that luck. It looks like we might. 970 look like they have a little bit of doubling on the bottom part. No, wait. You see how the inner part of the 9 is also doubled? The part that's closest to the 1? That tells me machine doubling. Let's look over here. Not really seeing it there. That does look like machine doubling now. At first I thought it was a double die. There's no hook on the bottom of the 0. And the bottom of the mint mark has it too. So it is not a double die. Anytime you have doubling that corresponds between the mint mark and the date on coins this old, you got yourself machine doubling, because the mint mark was added after the die was created. The mint mark was punched in by hand. So Double dies take place on the hubbing press while the die is being created. If you get through a double die, they're created with no mint marks on them. And then later, when San Francisco calls up the Philadelphia die shop and says, hey, we need more dies, they go in the little closet, grab a box of dies, they punch ass mint marks on them, send them out to San Francisco. Well, the double die's already occurred. Double die is already there and done. So there is, this is machine doubling here. So there is no relationship between any doubling that you would see on a mint mark and the doubling that you would see on the remainder of the die, because that mint mark is the only part that was added after the die was finished. Hello, sissy. What mint set did you crack, Jeff? What year was it that you got the spotty penny? See what I can do for you on a spotty penny. That's right, folks. Big box sale coming up next week. Coming up Tuesday. We're almost there. It's Friday. Got 4 days left to build all these boxes. 70 mint set. Was it the 70S that came out spotty? Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, building boxes. The 70S was terrible, huh? Well, I will check what you get out of this roll. Make sure you're going to get a nice gem coin. If I don't see that you're getting a gem coin, I'll make sure I include one in your package. I'll have to write that down, take note of it. That was Levels of Madness, coin number 15. Let me get my notepad real quick. Yeah, I do things the old-fashioned way. I still write everything down. Let's see here. Jeff S. Gem 1970S. There we go. Enough of these to go around. I got you one already. I have you covered. Okay. All right. Never mind then. I try. If anybody comes up one coin short on something, you know, like they get a roll and it's a coin short, and you don't even have to get that roll from me. You get it from anywhere. Turns out to be a coin short, or if you need 1 or 2 coins to finish your book or whatever, yeah, I'm willing to work with you guys. I'll stick stuff in your packages. Well, Jeffrey Schumar, how you doing, sir? I'm going to have to mod you, because I mod all good people now, because we have trolls who like to dig around in the channel and steal people's names and use them to cause havoc. So we mod everyone who's good. That way we know everyone has blue names. If you got a gray name, you're probably a troll. So I make sure I blue name everybody who comes in. That I can vouch as a decent person. And I know you. I got your number, brother. I am special. I consider it a certain form of flattery when trolls actually bother coming to my channel. It's like, oh, there's actually something here worth bothering? Thank you. Now let me get rid of you. No issues today. No issues today. We seem to be doing very well today. Well, Jeff, I'm going to have to start getting up earlier in the mornings, I guess. And start getting more of these reveals done during the morning hours. And maybe next week I'll push myself a little bit more. See if I can do more of them. I need to find a better way of offering the spots in the reveals, because only offering the spots in the reveals on the Tuesday night broadcast leaves a lot of people out. I know that. I do have a couple of rolls that are not filled out completely. One's a 1936S, the other's a 1937S. They still have spots in them, I do believe. They're a little expensive, though. I mean, these are original bank wrap rolls that I got that are 85 years old, right? A nice heavy die scratch there. So 85-year-old original bank wrapped rolls are not easy to find. And these 36 and 37S rolls are going to be opened this weekend if I can get enough people bought into them to open them. It's $25 a coin. You should get nice gem coins out of them. The last roll of 36S I opened out of this same batch contained 15 examples of RPM number 1. 1936 RPM number, 1936S RPM number 1. This roll isn't working out to be so great. Playing Fortnite in their parents' basement. I've heard a lot about Fortnite and I've never seen it. I guess maybe I need to figure out what that is. It seems to be a huge thing. I've even got friends my age who play it. Well, hey there, Joe McBride. For some reason I didn't see you stumble in. Slept through last night's presentation. Glad you made it this time. Nobody's missing much right now, unfortunately. I wish anyone who wasn't here missed the big one, but so far that hasn't been the case. Not finding much of anything here right now. I wish I were. That's for sure. Ooh, a nice mushy late die state reverse here. Eject doubling down there. Eject doubling tends to be pretty common on 1968 through 1971 coins for some reason. 1968 through 1971 are very common for machine doubling. That makes 1969S a really difficult one to look through for novices, because they find machine doubling and their heart skips a beat and they think they've hit a $50,000 coin, and they have to be pulled down off the walls by their fingernails to let them know that they found worthless machine doubling. And of course, some of them, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to listen to that fact. They would prefer that they had the $50,000 coin. So they're going to tell you that you're a crook and that they are right and you are wrong. I'll see you later, Jessica. She's not running very far. It snowed there. Ooh, yuck. Snow. You guys can keep your snow. Especially in April. So what is wrong with your calendar? Stephen Dallas. I can almost smell the pine forests now. We've got 2 people from Oregon in here. It's one thing I noticed last time I went to the mountains out west. It was in Colorado and Wyoming. is the smell of the air is totally different there from anywhere else I've lived. Yeah, like right next to the beach in Florida, you can smell the salt in the air. That's real nice. But man, I tell you what, nothing beats a great northwestern forest and the way they smell. It's beautiful. So I'll let you guys know now that I do have 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's 11:30 right now, so just to get your bearings straight on what time it is. If it's 10:30 to you, then that means it's Central Time. If it's 8:30, you live near Paula or Steve. But today, right now it's 11 o'clock. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm going to be doing a 1962D roll. And then at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll be doing a 1954D roll. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be opening a 1950D roll. All those rolls are already full. But then tomorrow, we'll start the morning off at noon. That's my morning. We'll start off at noon with a 1945 D roll. And then at 3 o'clock, we'll open the 1936 S roll. And then if we can get enough spots purchased to do the opening, we'll be doing the 1937 S roll at 7 p.m. If we can get enough people involved. Right now I think we've got probably 27, 28, 29 spaces sold. I need to sell at least 45 of those before I can open the roll. More eject doubling. You can see it looks dark on those letters. Looks dark down there until you turn it around, and then you can see that it's just a scooping up of the bottom of the letters. I've seen this a few times so far in this roll. This coin number 24. Joe McBride. Now for coin number 35. 25. 25. I need to learn how to say numbers again. Jeff Stanley. And so far, nothing. The 1936 and 1937 S rolls are original machine-mapped rolls from 1936 and 1937. Those are $25 per coin. I appreciate it, Joe. I did see that this morning. Oops, I didn't put Jeff's name in here. Gotta get Jeff in here. So I know that coin goes to him. Now for Shannon. Yeah, for Shannon. What do we have for Shannon here? Well, I hope this 62D roll coming up in a couple of hours is better than this one. Nice, decent, shiny coins here, but we don't have any die varieties. See that little patch right there? It looks kind of like a spot or something. See how there's little marks and lines in it? It looks like little threads and stuff. That's actually a blot of grease that was on the die when it struck the coin. So that's a grease-filled area. The only reason it's not really noticeable is because there's no letters in that area, but if there were letters in that area, they would be mostly filled in. Missed it by just a hair, filling in the LI of Liberty. But that's what that is. 1962D is already sold out. I think they went for... What did they go for? Let me look it up here real quick. They were $2 per coin. That one sold out pretty quickly. They usually do sell out pretty quickly. But I tell you what, if you guys show up at the 1962D roll reveal, I'll bring a surprise with me. How's that sound? You'll get your chance to get in on another roll. I'll find another roll for us to open up. I'll get spots for it taken there, and we'll open it on Sunday. Oh, what do I have here? Folks, that's a double die. That's one of our double dies right there. There is a raised area on top of the horizontal bar of the L. That is a double die. Right there. That's the corner of another L. Right there. So we have a nice little double die. It's not much, but it is one. Nonetheless, it's one that a lot of people would probably miss. But this one's going to go to Levels of Madness. And now I've got a reason to really check hard going back through the roll again to make sure that I didn't miss any others. I don't think I did, but you never know. I could have. So there's our first double die for the roll. See if I see anything else. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Nothing else on this one. Gonna take a look at the reverse and see what we have on the reverse. Hope everybody's nice and comfy in their houses. Hasn't gone completely catatonic looking out the window hoping they could go for a nice little drive or a trip. There's some people who are basically locked into their homes. Other people not able to go out unless they're going to a grocery store, a doctor, hospital, or something to that effect. Then there's people like us here in North Carolina. We're just told to stay apart from one another if we do go out, and if we go into a store or any other public establishment, we have to be wearing a mask. That I think is pretty prudent. Pretty prudent? I guess it's prudent. Hey, look. What did I just run into? Looks like another one. Right there. There we go. Second double die. Which actually shows me that was not coin damage. That was a double die because I've got two of them now. Going back crazy? Well, I'll tell you what, Joe. We'll try to fill your time with roll reveals and other nifty neato things. I'm trying to work myself toward a giant roll sale so that I can empty a lot of my inventory of rolls, and you guys will have more stuff to search. Gosh, this almost makes me want to go back through this roll again. Hey, look, there's Joe McBride's name. What do we get for Joe McBride? Well, it's not one of the double dies. Nothing I can see. Too many back quarters. Joe actually brought to my attention, I haven't ever done this, but I probably should reach out to my bank and see if they've got quarters here right now, if they've got new ones. I don't know which issue it is that he showed me the other day, but evidently they have distributed WMET quarters to 30 or 40 different places around the country. The last one went to Levels of Madness. And one of the places in the country, oddly enough, that they have distributed quarters to is Morrisville, North Carolina. Well, that's where I live, Morrisville, North Carolina. So perhaps I should get into going out and hunting up some quarters. Maybe I could find enough quarters to do a quarter sale or something. Run a bunch of them on eBay. Pay the light bill. Keep the lights on for another month. Hey, looky there. We got a little doohickey on that one. Let me see what that is. Is that another one of my double dies? Maybe, but I think no. Yeah, I'm thinking no on this one. If it is, it's a different one. I'll go with no on this until we go back through this roll again. What? Let's see. Oh man, I really don't even want to talk about Florida right now. I'm really ticked about Florida. I actually voted for your governor. Last time I voted for Governor DeSantis. And some of the things I've heard him say lately make me wonder. Make me really wonder. Farm Dog. What does Farm Dog get? Well, it's a 1970S Lincoln Cent. Not a double die. Well, first of all, with DeSantis not shutting down the beaches when he should have, probably spread a lot of the virus around the country because there were people basically near naked bodies rubbing up against each other all over the beaches of Florida for 2 weeks before they finally shut the beaches down. And these people carried whatever they had or whatever they picked up all over the country. That was very responsible. And then Florida was one of the last states to actually shut everything down to the public, and it's the third most populous state in the country. If you're going to spread a virus around real good, you'd want to do it in a really populated state like Florida. And I just think their actions were way too little, way too late in most cases. And of course I voted for DeSantis because back then he seemed to be a pretty good choice. I mean, he was a lot better choice than Gillum was. What did he do? He ended up in rehab or something. But I did vote for Rick Scott as well, so. You guys can slay me now if you think that was a bad choice, but I still think Rick Scott was a good choice. All right, next up, Wild Bill. This roll suddenly became just a little more exciting now that I do have something to report for it. I have to go back through all the coins that I've already been through. If you guys want me to do it during the broadcast, I can. But we need to hurry and get through the rest of the roll. Go to coin number 34 now. Joe McBride. See what we get for Joe McBride. Is it one? No. It's not. I'm not seeing anything over here either. Let's see. I don't know about the distribution of the quarters. In fact, I wouldn't know anything about it if Joe hadn't come to me and talked to me about it. But I thought it was kind of neat that they were distributed in Charlotte, North Carolina, but they weren't distributed in Raleigh or Asheville or Fayetteville, Rocky Mount, or anything like that. They were distributed in the wee little town of Morrisville, where I live. They've only got 700 P.O. boxes at the post office. That's a small amount. Really small amount for a post office. So it is a small local post office. What design am I supposed to be looking for, Joe? On the quarters. List is on Coin World. I didn't even know that. I don't do much of looking at Coin World or any of that anymore. Oops. You gotta get Paul Hampton's name in this one. Alright. The Bat. Okay. Paul Hampton again. What do you know? Well, let's see if we can get Paul Hampton a double die this time. It is entirely possible. Did we? No. No double die. Do I see? Let's take a look at the reverse. Reverse is going to be a late die state coin. And nothing to it. Moving on to coin number 37 now. Coin number 37 will go to John Brandon Bow. What does John Brandon Bow get? Is it? No, it's not. Not one of the double dies. Didn't they issue particular designs at different times during the year? And if they announce that they have issued the W's of a design in your area, that you should necessarily be looking for that design? Or is it an annual thing that they've issued all of the different 2020 W coins in Morrisville, among other areas? Levels of Madness again. That's a nice clean looking die. Look how sharp that 0 is. Very nice sharp 0. However, not a double die. I thought what they did with the W's, I thought what they did with all of these quarters was that they issued them at different times during the year. So one design would come out in January, another design would come out in March, another design would come out in May, or something like that. And it'd be 5 different times during the year, I guess, that they would issue the different designs. Chuck Patillo. Chuck Patillo gets the next coin. Nothing doubled on the date or in the motto. And not a double die on the L. Like some rolls you get lucky and some rolls you don't. Kind of like buying lottery tickets. Sometimes you get winners, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Some of you older people in here, like me, will remember that commercial from, wow, so many years ago. All men joys got nuts, mounds don't. Is that a hook on the bottom of the zero? Could be. Could be looking at a minor double die here. Yeah, I can see it under the 7. There you go. There's a hook on the bottom of that. Double die, folks. Double die. Yay! We found another double die. See that little hook on the bottom right side of the 0? That is part of another 0. It's very weak, but it is there. That's why I was making you seasick twirling this coin around. See if I could get a better lighting angle on it. That's the best lighting angle I could find. Now you can also see doubling just underneath the upper horizontal bar of the 7. This one's going to Mr. Plummer. This is Mr. Plummer's first roll. So Mr. Plummer has a double die coming out of the first roll. Looks like DO number 10, I think. But it could be a different one. Could easily be a different one. So a little die scratch connecting the 7 and 0 up there as it appears. Definitely a double die. So this one's going to be die number 2 for the roll. Coin number 40 is our first example of that die. Yeah, it goes to Mark Plummer. Now, I think 103 is a little stronger, but I'll be sure and take a look, that's for sure. Shannon McCord. What does Shannon McCord end up with? Nothing on this side. And over here, a little bit of machine doubling, but that's it. And get this little guy stuffed and fluffed and moved on. Then we're going to draw another name. This time we're going to draw a farm dog's name. Let's see what we can get for farm dog. Oh, nothing on the date and the mint mark. Now bring it on around to the L of Liberty. And we have nothing here either. Got nothing there. That's coin number 42, a farm dog. Now coin number 43 will go to silver nitrate. Seen this die before. I saw this die back in the very beginning of the roll. I recognize it because of all the little die scratches coming out of the face. Nothing on that side. Let's take a look at this side and see what happened. Nothing there either. Silver nitrate's name belongs in this one. Get that in there. And move on to coin number 44. Adam Chambers. And coin number 44 is a relatively nice example of a 1970s Lincoln cent, but nothing other than that. Nada. Okay. That's coin number 44. Now moving on to coin number 45. Coin number 45 is... Ding! It's 12 o'clock in the eastern United States. It is now afternoon. I had myself corrected on that one time. There was a time that I thought the time between 11:59 and 12:01 was neither AM or PM. It was noon, straight up and down. That's kind of weird. Strange little bit of toning going on this one. Well, I was corrected. I was wrong. It is always either AM or PM. Ah, yuck. I don't know how that happened. That's kind of icky. Right in the middle of the roll. That's kind of weird. Looks like machine grease or something. That's odd. But I found out that if you are before noon and 0 seconds, it's AM. If it's after noon and 0 seconds, it's PM. So as soon as your clock hits noon, you've gone from AM to PM. Kind of makes sense, but I didn't think of it that way. I thought noon exactly was noon. That's why they call it noon. So between 11:59 and 12:01 should just be noon. But I was wrong. I learnt my lesson well. Ooh. Let me wrench you here, Hector. So I got to make sure I get everyone who's going to be coming in here and enjoying the shows a wrench, because if you don't have a wrench, it means you're a troll. And we've got trolls. We had troll problems Tuesday. A little bit of toning on this one. Butt end of this roll isn't turning out to be as nice as the beginning half. But, we'll see. We'll see. Coin number 47 now. Coin number 47 to farm dog. Form dog? No, it's farm dog. Not another one of those double dies yet. Found 2 different double dies in this roll so far. Both of them are relatively minor, so I'm going to have to go back through the beginning of the roll to see if I happen to have skipped any of them. That's coin number 47, farm dog. Move on to coin number 48. And coin number 48 is also farm dog. And this one at first might have had a hook, but it doesn't. Nothing on the obverse. Let's flip it over and take a look at the other side. If you guys show up at the 1962D show coming up I'm going to bring out another roll. Just letting you know. Now, coin number 49. Jeff Stanley. What does Jeff get? Well, it's a nice coin. It's not a swift kick in the pants. But it's also not a double die. Well, that's coin number 49 for you. Jeff Stanley. Now for the last coin in the roll, coin number 50. It's also going to go to Jeff Stanley. This one's got a little bit of toning on this side. It's also got some spots. Unfortunately, not a double die. You can see that it's been in a roll for a long time. Let's take a look at the other side. This is the clean side. This is the side that was inside the roll. The obverse was on the outside. And that's it, folks. That's all we've got. That's all we've got for now. I'm going to take everything from coin number 26 on back and go through them again real quickly to be sure that I didn't skip any of the bar L double die. So you can hang around for that if you like. I'm going to refocus. See how many of those I missed. Not that one. Not that one. No, sir. These coins are not for free. What we do here is we sell coins out of an original roll before the roll is opened. Then we go through looking for high-grade coins. We look for errors. We look for die varieties. We look for anything that brings extra value to the coin. If it's a die variety, I'll catalog it to the system. If it turns out to be one I need photographs of, I will photograph it for you. Publish it on the website. And you'll get credit for having turned that coin in because it is your coin. If it happens to be a new one, I will also annotate that it's a new coin on the holder when I send them to you. It's a service I do for the entertainment and education of all of us, because we all learn together here. But I cannot do it for free. This is my career, and I have to find a way to keep my light bill paid. Seems they don't take too kindly to expectations of free light service. So this one looks like it could be. I'm gonna get a really good little look at it. Let's see if I can find my loop. Oh, here it is, hanging exactly where it belongs. Take a look at this coin for Shannon real quick. You know, it looks like it actually could be a double die, so I'm going to pull it out. Let's see, this is going to be coin number 8 again. Not one of our double dies. Coin number 9. Number 9. Not one of the double dies. See you around, Hector. Well, it does actually say something about payment scrolling along the bottom. It says purchase your coins. So yes, I do sell coins on Tuesday evenings. You register with us by sending your email address, your PayPal information to coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. We'll get you registered. Then you come by Tuesday evenings, right after the auction that we have at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We do sales of the spots in a number of different rolls. I saw something on that. Not a double die. I do check all these coins very thoroughly. I want to make sure that you are getting what I'm telling you you're getting, which is a complete service. See you around, Hector. I'm glad you were able to make it online. See if you can come back on at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, because I've got another show. 1962D coming up at 2 o'clock. This coin number 17 that I'm up to now. Rechecking them for that double die that shows north on the L. I haven't seen another one yet, which means that somehow I was accidentally very thorough in checking what we've already been through. So I'm not seeing it again, which is a good sign that I search rolls pretty well. All right, we're up to coin number 22 now. I'm not seeing it yet through 22 coins. And nothing through 23. 24. 25. Now 26. And I've already done 27 and 28. Both of them were the double die. This is coin number 28 right here, just to give you another look at it. See, it would be pretty easy to see. So, it's only those two coins in the roll. The rest of them all appear to be normal. See you around, Wild Bill. See you on the flip side. Yeah, if you register, then we know how to bill you when you buy something. If you don't register, we have no idea how to bill you, so it's kind of fruitless to try to have an auction when I don't know how to bill you. That's the only reason we have that. I send out a message prior to every auction to let people know that the auction is coming up. And the only other thing I use your email address for is to bill you through PayPal for what you have purchased. And so for today we have This 1970S roll is taken care of. We've got 1962D coming up at 2 o'clock Eastern. We've got 1954D coming up at 5 o'clock Eastern. We've got 1950D coming up at 8 o'clock Eastern. That's all today. And then tomorrow we have scheduled a 1945D at noon and 1936S at 3 p.m. and the 1937S, should it sell out, at 7 p.m. If it doesn't sell out, we will have to carry it over for the next week. Bill, you haven't gotten any messages. I will have to send an email to your email address to find out. Actually, just send me an email. cd@coppercoins.com. So, Bill, send me an email, cd@coppercoins.com. I will make sure that we have you registered. Oh, who got the double dies and how many? Okay, here we go. We got 46 normal coins here, or perceived to be normal so far. Then we got 2 of the little Bar L North. One goes to Levels, one goes to Joe McBride. Those are coins number 27 and 28. Then we have the little hook below the 0 double die. That goes to Mr. Plummer. That's coin number 40. And then coin number 7, as it turns out, appears to be another minor double die that I'm going to check on. It probably isn't, but I'm going to check on it. But that's for Shannon McCord. And that's what I've got out of this roll so far. I will be checking it again. There probably will be 1 or 2 additional coins that I might have missed. But that's what I have so far. So, Bill, send me an email, cd@coppercoins.com. And I will make sure that you are registered properly in the system. If you are registered properly in the system, yes, you did, Joe. If you are registered properly in the system, then I would have you check your spam messages to make sure that my emails aren't going into your junk folder, because there is a decent chance of that. Okay, Alexander, that was with Cajun's auction. I still need to... there were only 2 hats, so I'm trying to sort out the thing on the 3rd hat. But I can send the 2 hats and the other coins anytime. Now I know who you are. I'll contact you via email. And get this completely sorted out and finished off. I'll get that package out to you tomorrow. If you hang out for me to get on email and get an email sent to you after I get finished with the broadcast here. Okay, Bill, I have not received an email from you yet. I'm checking my junk folder now. Not seeing anything from you, Bill. I'll keep watching. Oh, you sent it to Copper Coins Payments. I said cd@coppercoins.com. Let me go over to that account. Wrong account. Check the mail there. Okay, I've got your email now. And okay. I got your email, and I will check to be sure that you are registered properly. Let's see here. You should be getting emails from me, so I would check your spam folder to make sure that my messages are not going into your spam folder, because you are one of the email addresses I am sending stuff to, Mr. Bill. Oh, I got your email. It was just my personal email address is cd@coppercoins.com. We set up coppercoinspayments@gmail.com so that people could register for the auctions. But my email address, if you want to email me directly, contact me directly about anything, it's cd@coppercoins.com. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and shut down for now. I'm going to take a quick lunch and get ready for the next one. I'll see you guys at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, right here. And for those who aren't going to be able to join me, I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later.